Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Harvard Square. Welcome to First Parish in Cambridge. Welcome to the whole community. My name is Reverend Adam Lawrence Dyer, and I'm here on this day of beautiful sunshine, of beautiful balmy breezes, and of sadness as we say goodbye to someone in our community. Michael is someone who I saw on a regular basis, and I know who many of you saw on a regular basis. Whether you were law enforcement, or a student, business owner, or just a person walking through the square, you would see Michael. And I think many of us see people, but we don't always know people. And it's not easy to get to know someone. And I will admit, I did not know Michael. I feel like that's some kind of failure, maybe a failure of our community, that we don't all know each other deeply. But I did see Michael, and it may be a very, very low bar for us all. But I think it's important that we see Michael, and we see all the other Michaels in our community. That no one is invisible in our community. Being seen is about dignity, it's about respect, it's about sharing the planet as co-beings, not placing one above the other for whatever reasons they may be in whatever situations they are in. So that low bar of seeing each other can take shape in many, many forms. It can take shape in the form of maybe a little bit of change, maybe a pair of shoes, maybe a belt. Maybe just a hello, even. And it can even take shape in the form of a community gathering to pay their respects, as we are this morning. I think one of my big hopes for this gathering today is that Michael is a catalyst for us to see each other and to look at each other with a different sense of truth. To actually recognize each other as we pass each other in suits and shirts and skirts and clothes and whatever it is, costumes we wear, even the social costumes we wear. That we can actually recognize each other. And maybe even take that one step further beyond just seeing and know one another. And hopefully Michael can be part of the inspiration for that. Michael died here in Harvard Square. Michael is not the only person who has died here in Harvard Square. And certainly not the only one during this pandemic who has died at Harvard Square. Any death in a public place, any death really, is tragic. And it's no less tragic for someone's circumstances that brought them to that point. And that's why we're here. We share this. Every single one of us here shares this. None of us know how we're going to leave this life journey. The only thing we can all be sure of is that we will leave this life journey. And I think one of the things that we can put out into this world starts with gathering like this. It says, I'm going to honor you, even if I don't know you, but I only see you. I'm going to honor you because you shared this big blue marble with me, with us, for just a brief amount of time. Whatever our failings in life or our failings in how we have lived with each other, we can honor each other in death. And so I want to thank Michael. I want to thank all of the people who have gathered here to honor Michael and to share in this day that's blessed by sunshine, even if it is underscored by sadness. And to call us into this moment of great dignity. Not dignity that we give the moment, but rather the dignity born into Michael that he brings to us in this moment. We're going to hear from several speakers this morning. We'll also hear some more music before we head to the cemetery where we will lay Michael to rest. At this time, I'd like to call forward Councillor Mark McGovern to share a few words.
Thank you, Adam. Before I share a few words, I do want to thank some folks. First, Adam, thank you. Some folks may not know that Adam is going to be starting a new chapter and will be leaving us. But when you came here several years ago, 5 years ago, you jumped in with both feet. You didn't say, "Oh, give me some time to figure things out." You said, "What can I do and how can I do it?" And I know that anytime I asked you to serve, whether it was looking at reimagining public safety or the homelessness task force or anything, you answered the call. And so I'm I wish you the best of luck, and I'm happy for you taking a new chapter in your life, but I'm sad for us that it won't be here. I also want to thank Denise Gilson and the Harvard Square Business Association. I think most of the folks here know, but some may not, that because Michael didn't have a next of kin that we knew of, didn't have family that we knew of, Michael's body was in the state morgue for a really long time because no one could claim it. And Denise did what she had to do to get the documents and the paperwork in place so that she could claim Michael's body, because no one should be unclaimed. I want to thank Keefe Funeral Home for all that they did to prepare the body and to prepare a plot for Michael at Cambridge Cemetery. Again, going above and beyond for the community as they typically do. And thank the Cambridge Police Department, who are here and will be providing an escort. The Cambridge Police Department is second to none. And I know that there's a lot of police departments around the country that need to be a lot better and do things better, but they look to us for how to do that. And I thank them for all of their work. I didn't know Michael. In some ways, none of us really did, or at least didn't know sort of specifics about him. But there are some things I think we did know, right? He had parents. I don't know who they are, but he had them. He was somebody's son. I have sons. He went to school. I don't know where, but he did. He probably had a favorite song, favorite food, a favorite type of music. He, probably loved the smell of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies, because who doesn't love the smell of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies? And I also know that when Michael was 10 years old and somebody asked him, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" he didn't say, "Unhoused on the streets of Cambridge." what 10-year-old would ever say that. So there's a lot we do know about him, right? Maybe not the specifics, but Michael was us. He was our kid. Could have been our kid. Could have been us. And I think, it's so easy to, when we're uncomfortable, when we see someone that makes us uncomfortable, or, maybe they're a little dirty, or they're asking us for money, or they make us it's so easy to other that person, right? Oh, he must have done something really bad to put himself in this situation. He must have, why didn't he just get a job, get a place to live, pick himself up by his bootstraps? Just, we do that. And it's so much more complicated than that, right? And I'm sure that whatever Michael's journey was, this is not what he expected or wanted for himself. And something somewhere along the way went astray. And so, although I don't know specifics, and we don't know specifics of Michael, I do feel some connection to him because he could have been my kid. Right? I know I'm sort of speaking to the choir here a little bit because I know there's a lot of providers here and a lot of folks who do. And I also want to really thank the providers and nonprofits and folks who work in shelters and do the really on the ground work. With folks who are unhoused in Cambridge. It's really difficult work, and you do it every day, and I really appreciate that, one social worker to another. Let's not, and Adam sort of, got to this, let's not use today to sort of put a check mark that we did our good deed for the day, right? Let's not make this about how good it makes us feel that we're here honoring someone we didn't know, right? That is good. I'm glad we're here. But that's not enough, right? And we got to do more. And I can't tell you what to do. Everyone has different comfort levels. But maybe it is introducing yourself to someone. The woman who's always out in front of CVS, maybe just say, hey, I'm Mark, what's your name? Help them feel seen and heard and part of the community. Maybe it's, hey, my name's Mark, can I go into CVS and get you a couple bottles of water and a sandwich? Right? Maybe it's donating money to one of the fabulous programs in the city that does this work. Maybe it's volunteering. I spent the last week trying to help a single mother who has 2 young children in the Cambridge Public Schools, who has escaped a domestic violence situation. The funding for her apartment has run out, and she's now looking at potentially being on the street in the next couple days. Maybe you have 2 extra bedrooms in your house. You can open up to her and say, I can get her a voucher and get her a place to live. I don't know what it is, but we got to do more, and we got to do better, because no one deserves what happened to Michael. No one deserves to pass away alone on the streets of Cambridge, especially here. So I'm honored to be here. I challenge all of us to do more and do better. Myself included, and again, I thank everybody for what they did to make this happen. This is when we come together like this. This is when we're at our best, and so thank you. And I'm calling up another kid from Cambridge, our police commissioner, Christine Nealon.
Thank you so much, Counselor, and thank you for having me. I really want to give a special shout out to Denise Gilson, who asked me to come today and speak on behalf of the police department, and really the hard work that you did to make sure that Michael had a proper goodbye. I really want to acknowledge all the people in Cambridge who essentially became Michael's family. The Harvard Square Business Association, the First Parish Church, community members, nonprofits, especially our police officers. I definitely want to acknowledge our police officers who really engage with Michael on a daily basis. He was essentially a son of Cambridge. He was a human being, and we're here today to really honor his humanity. I struggled to find the right words to communicate this tribute to Michael. As a mother, similar to what Mark said, I couldn't imagine what it is like to die alone on the street. And for me, as the police commissioner, what more could we have done? I had conversations with so many of our officers leading up to this tribute. And a couple of them said, even today, if I just asked what his last name was, you see him on the street every single day, and just to engage him in conversation like he's a human being. Today we come together to celebrate and honor Michael and celebrate his life, and know that he was loved. And I want everybody to know that from the police department's perspective, this is not the end for us. We're still going to try to identify who Michael is and connect with his family. Michael's identity is important, and he deserves to be identified and his family members contacted. And that's what his loved ones deserve. So may he rest in peace, and thank you again so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. My name is Cody Christensen. I'm a student at Harvard University, and I found Michael Friday before Thanksgiving break, and I am so grateful for the community for coming together and helping us put him to rest today. I wrote this poem that Denise and I put in memorial for the Bank of America, and I would like to read it to you now. There you slept many times before, so peaceful you lay by the unopened door. The day you were found, we could not wake you from that sleep. In a dream forever now is where you shall keep your soul, your light, not forgotten by us here. Forever in our hearts, your memory shall stay dear. Michael, our neighbor and our new friend, we pray you found peace and light at the end. Rest in peace, Michael. Thank you so much.
Just a few closing words before we close up the hearse and start the procession to the burial ground. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for honoring Michael today. We each hold within us a scrap of stardust, a little glory that cannot be destroyed. Whatever dark engulfs us, nothing can put out this light. May Michael's light continue to shine within each of us in how his life intersects with ours. May we honor his memory in all we do. Amen. Ashe, and blessed.
They gave us Michael. They gave us Michael.